Hi, in this video, let us try to solve a problem called majority element. Here is the problem description. You are given with an array of size n. We need to find the majority element inside it. Majority element is defined as an element that appears more than n by 2 times. And there is a note that majority element always exists in my array. If you look at this example, the length of this array is 3. So we need to find an element which is appearing for more than 3 by 2. That is more than 1 time. Since 3 is appearing for 2 times, we need to return the answer as 3. And in this example, we have the length as 7. So we need to find an element which is repeating for more than 7 by 2. That is more than 3 times. So either 4, 5, 6 or 7 times. So the answer is 2 because it is appearing for 4 times. There are multiple approaches to solve this problem. I'll discuss these 4 approaches in this video and I'll take this example to explain each approach. Here my entire array contains 7 elements, so I have to find an element which repeats for more than 7 by 2 times. So more than 7 by 2 means 7 by 2 plus 1 at least. So it is 4 times. So it can repeat for 4 times or 5 times or 6 times or 7 times. Since in this array my element 1 is repeating for 4 times, so my answer will be 1 here. We can make a clear observation here. If at all there exists a majority element inside my array, there will be only one such majority element and there can't be multiple majority elements inside this array. Let us prove that mathematically. Since my majority element has to repeat for more than n by 2 times, so that means minimum possible occurrences of this majority element is going to be n by 2 plus 1. So this is the occurrences of my majority element. Since my array contains n elements, so all other elements will have a occurrence of n minus n by 2 plus 1. So this is the total occurrences, this is the majority element occurrences. So that will be like n minus n by 2 minus 1, which is going to be 2n minus n by 2 minus 1. It's going to be n by 2 minus 1. So this is the occurrences of my majority element and this is the occurrence of all other elements. And obviously we can observe that this is greater than this one. So there will be only one such majority element. So no other element will repeat for more than this many times. They'll tell that yeah, there will be only one such majority element. Let us look at the first approach, brute force or complete search. So here we pick each element of the array and check its count. And whichever element's count is more than n by 2, we'll just return it. So to do that, I'll maintain two variables called majority element and the count of it. So initially this will be empty. Now I'll start with the first index, which is like element 1. So I'll check the count of it in my entire array, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So since these are empty, first I'll update them with my current results 1 and 4. Then I'll go to the next element 2. Again I'll check the count of it. It repeated for only 2 times and this count is less than this total this majority element count, so I don't update my majority element. Then I got 1 again, so which is like 4, so this is still less than or equal to this one, so I don't update. Then I got another one, this is still less than or equal to 4, so I don't update. Then I got 3, which is repeated for only once and this count is less than my total majority element count, so I don't update. Again I got 1, which is 4, so I don't update. And again I got 2, which is 2, which is less than or equal to my count, so I don't update. At the end, these two variables contains my majority element and the frequency of it, so I can just return 1 in this case. And if you observe, we are taking a total time complexity of n square because we have to iterate the array, and while iterating the array for each element I have to count the occurrences of it. So n to iterate the array and to count I'll take another n, so it's going to be n into n square. And space complexity wise we are not taking any extra memory, so it's going to be of 1. Of course, instead of looking at each and every element, whenever we find an element which is occurring for more than n by 2 times, I can just return the answer there itself. Here my first element itself repeated for 4 times, which is greater than 3 occurrences, so I can just return the answer here itself. Of course this is the best case, but in worst case it can go up to of n square time. Next, the sorting approach. Here we'll sort the entire array by their values, so we'll get like 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. After sorting, my majority element exists at the mid index, that is n by 2 index. So this is my answer here. You take any case, my majority element always present at the n by 2 index. Here my majority elements are present towards the left of my array. There are other cases like my majority element lying in between the array, like 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Here my majority element is 2 and all my majority element values are present somewhere in between the entire array. And there are other cases like 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Here my majority element is 3 and my majority element values are present towards the right of the array. So in any case my majority element always existed n by 2 index here. If you look at the time complexity of this approach, since we have to sort the entire array, which will take of n log n time, and after sorting I just need to return the mid element, which will not take any time. So the only operation is sorting, which takes n log n time. And space wise, if you use any in-place sorting algorithm, will not take any extra space. So it's going to be O of 1. My sorting approach is taking O of n log n time. Let's try to reduce it further by using hash map. So I'll take a hash map which stores my element as a key and the count of it as a value. So let me iterate over the entire array element by element. So first element is 1. Since it doesn't exist in my map, I just insert it with a count of 1. This is the frequency of this element. Next I got 2. So this also doesn't exist in my map. I'll just insert it with a count of 1. Then I got 1, which is already present in this map. So I'll just increment the count. Then I got one more 1. So I'll increment the count again to 3. And whenever I'm inserting or incrementing the count of any element, I can just check whether this frequency or count is greater than my n by 2. Since here it is 3, which is equal to 3, and it is not greater, so I need to just continue. Next I got element 3. Since it is not present, I'll just insert with a count of 1. Now I got another element 1, which is already present, so I'll just increment. And after incrementing, I can see that yeah, it is greater than 3, which is my majority element. So I can just return the answer here itself, because there will be only one such majority element. If you look at the time complexity, since I'm iterating the entire array only once, so it's going to be O of n. And space complexity wise, I have to take a map, and in worst case I have to store each and every element into this. So there will be like O of n space. My sorting approach was taking n log n time without any extra space. We are able to reduce the time complexity with the help of hash map, but hash map is taking O of n space. Let us try to reduce that space as well. So we have a nice algorithm called Boyer-Moore voting algorithm, which takes O of n time with a constant space. The intuition behind this algorithm is, we'll take two variables called majority to hold the current majority element and the count variable. So whenever we see this majority element inside this array, we'll increment the counter by 1, and if we see a non-majority element, we'll decrement the counter by 1. And as stated in the problem statement, there will be definitely majority element, so my counter will be always greater than 0 at the end, and my majority element will be non-null. So I can just return this majority element. Let us understand this algorithm by looking at this example. Let us take two variables called majority, which will be initially null, and count will be 0. Let us go element by element. First element is 1. Since majority is null, I'll just add it here 1, and the count of it is 1. Next I got 2, which is not equal to my majority, and my majority element count is 1. So I have to decrement this by 1. It becomes 0. 0 means there is no majority element, so I have to make this as null. And what this majority element now says that there is no majority element at this index. So we can just observe that here. So this subarray contains only 1, 1 and 1, 2. There are equal frequencies numbers. That means there is no majority element. Now let us go to the next element, which is 1. Since majority element is null here, so I'll just make this as 1 and the count as 1. I got next number also as 1. Since that is equal to my majority element, I just increment this counter by 1. So it becomes 2. Now I got another element 3, which is not equal to my majority element. In that case, I have to just decrement by 1. So it becomes 1. And next I got another element 1. Since that is equal to my majority element, I'll just increment by 1. It becomes 2. Then I got another element called 2. This is not equal to my majority element, so I have to decrement by 1. And we are done with the array. Since my count is greater than 0 and I have some majority value, I can just return this. And my problem statement always says that yeah, there will be majority element. So by the end of this array, there will be definitely a majority element with a count greater than 0. And if you take other examples like maybe 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. So my majority is initially null and count is 0. At this point, it will become 1 and this will be 1. And since I got another one, so it will still be 1 and count will be 2. And I got 2, and since this is not equal to my majority element, I just decrement this, so it will become 1. And I got another 2, so I have to decrement further, so it will become 0. 0 means my majority will be null. And next I got 1, since majority element is 1 null, so I have to just assign that here and my count as 1. Since I'm done with the array, I can just return this majority element. Let us look at the time complexity for this approach. Since I'm iterating the array only once, so it will be of n. And space complexity, I'm just using 2 extra variables, which is constant space, so it will be of 1, which is better than hash map as well as sorting approach. Let us write the code for the last approach which we discussed, that is voting algorithm. Since I have to take 2 variables, let me define them. First is majority element. Initially it will be null. Then I'll have a count variable. Let us iterate over the array int num nums. So at any moment, if my majority is null, I just need to make the current number as my majority and my count variable will be 1. Else if my number is same as majority element, like current majority element, I just need to increment the count by 1. Else I need to decrement the count by 1. And after decrement the count by 1, there is a case that it can become 0. So if count is going to 0, then my majority will become null. Then yeah, at the end we can just return the majority variable. Let us run the program. Yep, it is giving the result. I had given the code for this approach as well as sorting and hash map approaches in the description below. Please do check it. Thank you for watching this video. If this was helpful to you, please do like it. If you would like to watch more such videos, please subscribe to my channel Layman Coding. If you have any comments, please write them below. Thank you.